Hey guys, how we doing today? In this Hostpapa review, I'm going to be sharing with you guys exactly what you need to know before getting started with Hostpapa's web hosting itself. You're probably here because one, you're creating your very first website, or two, you're thinking about perhaps migrating your current website from another host to Hostpapa. In either case, you want to know, is Hostpapa any good? Is it really worth your time investing your hard-earned money in their web hosting services? If that's the case, I'm here to help you guys in this Hostpapa review to detail exactly what you guys need to know before getting started with their web hosting services. I'm Wally with LearnNet.com, and if you guys are new to this channel, hit the subscribe button along with the bell, and that way any future videos, guys, that I put up, you'll be sure to receive them. So in this Hostpapa review, I had in mind to cover three basic areas that I think are extremely important, at least to me as a blogger. I've been online for several years, and with any web hosting provider that I've used in the past or currently use, there are three main things that matter most to me. And I want to highlight how is it that Hostpapa stands with each one of these areas. And hopefully, guys, with this information, it'll help you to make a solid decision as for Hostpapa with getting started today. Now, I will be having some links right below that you guys can take advantage of today that'll give you up to 70% off today of your web hosting, depending on the plans that you guys decide to get started with. So I'm going to be talking about customer service. I'm going to be obviously talking about pricing. What does it cost to get started with Hostpapa's web hosting to create a website today? And thirdly, I wanted to cover an area that's extremely important that you never should overlook with any web hosting service, and that's uptime. Customer service, pricing, and thirdly, uptime. So get things off to a really good start with this Hostpapa review, guys. I want to talk about the hosting itself. Of course, you know, Hostpapa offers shared web hosting, WordPress, as well as some others as well. But what I'm really interested in, and what you guys are probably interested in most likely, is a shared web hosting. If you're a beginner, most people get started with shared web hosting itself. If that's the case, there are three plans that you can select from that are very easy to understand and straightforward. And that's what I really like and appreciate about Hostpapa, is that the plans that they have in place are simple. They're not complicated. They're very easy to understand, guys. And they have everything under one umbrella that you'll need to get started creating your website within a few short minutes. Now, there are three plans that you can select from. There's a starter, business, and business pro. The starter plan is ideally for beginners, people that are starting with their very first website online. Of course, the awesome thing about this that's really different and distinct with Hostpapa versus many of their competitors online is that their starter plan allows you to create two websites versus just simply one. Many of Hostpapa's competitors, some of which I'm going to talk about a little bit later on, such as like SiteGround, Bluehost, HostMonster, HostGator, many of their competitors online on the very first tier, the starter packages, will only allow you to create one website. And you can see it's $3.95, only $3.95 per month for this particular package as well. The previous competitors that I mentioned before also charge $3.95. SiteGround, HostGator, HostMonster, all of them are really on that same price point. But the difference with Hostpapa is that they allow you to host two websites versus just one. Something that's very amazing about Hostpapa that you don't really find with many other web hosting providers out there is that they will give you a free domain with your website itself. Many web hosting providers charge for this, typically about $15, which is a going rate for most domains, you know, to be registered online. But with Hostpapa, you're getting it for free, which is a plus with them. Something else that I wanted to mention as well that's very different from any of their competitors is the web space that you're getting or that you'll be occupying on Hostpapa's service itself. For instance, with the starter plan itself versus getting like the typical 10 gigabytes of web space or storage that most, you know, web hosting providers will give you, such as SiteGround, HostGator, and others that typically start at 10 gigabytes. the starter plan with Hostpapa, they're giving you 100 GB of SSD storage. Now, this is more than enough. You probably won't need that. I think it's more than enough for any beginner online creating websites online. But again, you have more than enough resources, even with the starter package. And that's why I think it's ideal for beginners to get started today. You do get SSL certificates, which are extremely important. Maybe you guys know that Google in 2018, they made an extremely important announcement whereby for any website online that does not have an SSL certificate, they're going to mark them unsecure. And also, they'll be placed lower in their ranking. So they're going to rank lower in the search engines itself. And so obviously, Hostpapa understands that, and they're providing you for free an SSL certificate with all of your websites online, which is amazing. You do have cPanel. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later on over here. That way you guys can see, how is it that it works and how you can create and add on, websites and things of that nature. There are a lot of other features that come with it. I'm going to talk a little bit about Uptime a little bit later on. But as for CMS platforms, I recommend just using WordPress. Of course, for Hostpapa, you have access to several different scripts with Soft Delicious, and WordPress is just the most common. More than 30 websites online to date are created using WordPress. And so I recommend that if you're creating your very first website, use WordPress because it's very user-friendly and search engines love them. So with the starter plan itself, if you're a beginner, I recommend you to start with that one. The cool thing about Hostpapa is that as your website grows and you have more need for resources, you can always scale up very easily without changing anything, with your sites itself. And so they make that very easy to scale up depending on, your personal web hosting needs itself. So the starter plan itself, if you want to get started with that one right now and you're creating your very first website, use the link that's right below, guys, and you'll get 51% off today using the links below. Now, if you're an affiliate marketer, somebody who's in network marketing, or you're promoting like a home-based business, be it like in like health and wellness, or whatever it is that you're out there promoting, if primarily you're into affiliate marketing or network marketing and you have a need to create unlimited websites, I recommend using the Business or Business Pro to do that. This one does allow you to create multiple websites. That's what I use because, as a blogger, I love creating, websites. If I find like a product online, maybe like on Amazon or ClickBank, and it's something that is really hot, it's nothing like being able to create a website on the dime and not have to worry about paying extra for it. And so with the Business and Business Pro, guys, it's going to allow you to create multiple websites, and you can add on as many domains as you want using these two plans itself. Now, the main difference with these two plans itself, of course, you still get the free domains. You get unlimited SSD storage. So versus being limited to the 100 gigabytes with the starter plan itself, both of these plans offer unlimited storage on these. Now, the primary difference between the Business and Business Pro that you guys will really know is really with the Business Pro, you're going to have access to like even faster speeds, with your web service itself. Me personally, when it comes to creating websites online, when it comes to speed, I really, really admire Hostpapa, because their servers are not overly stacked or overly packed, with customers only. You think about a lot of companies out there. Let me give you examples such as like Bluehost with EIG, companies. And by the way, Hostpapa is not owned by EIG. Bluehost, iPage, HostGator, a lot of these EIG owned companies, not to get too far off on this Hostpapa review, but a lot of these EIG companies out there tend to overly stack customers on like one server, and that creates slower speeds, slower performance with websites across the board. And that's something that, in my experience, Hostpapa really understands, and they have that in check. You don't have problems with speed. You don't have problem with performance itself. And that's something that you can really count on not only with the business plan, but even more so with the business pro. Again, for individuals that want to create unlimited websites today. Something that I wanted to talk about next, obviously, we've already considered the cost, what it costs to get started with them, with the business. It's $395 as well. You'll get a 70% discount on this particular plan right here if you use the link below. But if you get the Pro, you'll get 35% off on this plan as well. So again, I recommend if you are a total beginner in the game to just use a starter plan itself. You're going to be paying for the entire year up front. It runs about $70 itself, which is very inexpensive, guys, when you compare it with many of their competitors online. So it's very, very affordable and very inexpensive to get started online today. Following pricing, I wanted to talk about customer service. I think that if you have problems with you may have questions, here and there about your web hosting, how to do this, how to do that, being that you'll be new to Hostpapa's platform itself. The awesome thing about Hostpapa is that they have 24/7 customer support that's very friendly. Very fast response to the customer service. And I think they're really ideal for what every web hosting provider should have in place to cater to their customers. That's just my personal opinion, dealing with them, emailing back and forth, getting in contact with the customer support. They're extremely fast and they're very knowledgeable and know exactly what they're doing. Something that I wanted to share with you guys that will help you to even appreciate more so Hostpapa's customer service is a very authoritative website that informs about different web hosting companies online, and that's Trustpilot. You may or may not know about Trustpilot. They're a very respected company online that reports not only on web hosting providers, but many other companies that are online itself. I kind of like to think about them as like the Better Business Bureau, but more so like with you can get like customer feedback, what other people think about Hostpapa in general, and just rating them across the board. And you can see out of 5 stars, Hostpapa has 4, which is really, really good considering many of their competitors that rate, very low. Sometimes you may see like 1 or 2 stars, but Hostpapa is way up there versus 5. They've earned 4 stars, and I think that means a lot considering how large of a company they are and how long they've been around. They're very responsive when it comes to customer service across the board. Some feedback that you'll see from customers, online that, use Hostpapa. That way you guys can consider that as well in this review is, one person right here says that it's the best hosting that they've ever had. Really, really positive. They say, I've used several hosting services over the years, and Hostpapa has given me the best quality service at the lowest cost. I love it. That's just one comment. Another person, Denise Woodley here, she says, thank you, you're a lifesaver. I've been so frustrated at suddenly not being able to save changes or install plugins. And this is something simple, right? I say you may have to call up somebody. You may not understand how to do something, but what better thing to be able to call somebody, even if it's something simple that you may not understand, you can call up and be able to speak to somebody that'll help you. And so this person right here rated this rep, and she said that I've been so frustrated at suddenly not being able to save changes or install plugins on my WordPress site, and you were a great help. Such a relief. Thank you so much for your patience. I don't have to delete the website and forget the whole thing now. So again, something very simple as learning how to install plugins, making changes, to a website. What better thing than to have a customer rep that you can speak to right on the dime to help you to do that. And that person rated them a 5 as well as the previous person. Look at this comment right here. This person says, never put me down. They've never put me down. Since I hosted 3 sites here, 1 pro and 2 personals, I had no problem with this company. They have always been open and available and never put me down if some technical point was a bit unclear to me. I hardly recommend this company. Really, really nice comment, guys, that I think that it really stands out just to hear stuff like that. Again, you may be a beginner, a total beginner to web hosting. You may not understand how to do this or that. It really doesn't matter. What matters is that you're able to pick up the phone, call customer support at any time, and be able to get your questions answered rather, in a satisfactory manner. Look at another one right here. It says the product does everything I want, and they are great people to work with. So really positive reviews, guys. Of course, with any web hosting company, there will be complaints. There will be people that are discontent. That's with every web hosting company that's out there. But across the board, Hostpapa performs extremely well and maintains very high standards, very high positive comments and feedback from their customers. And that's something that you guys will definitely experience when you get started with them today. The third field that I wanted to talk with you guys in this Hostpapa review has to deal with uptime. Now, uptime is simply the percent of time that your website actually appears online when people are searching you. Why is this important? Well, it's important because if you create a website online and you have products and services that you're selling online and people are searching for you online on Google right now, for example, you guys, you're probably on YouTube channel, maybe on Google, and you typed in Hostpapa review and you're looking for something very specific to provide, concrete answers to maybe a problem that you have, right? And you found this Hostpapa review, you're getting the information that you need to be able to make a solid decision. But suppose that you were just searching for something else, not about a Hostpapa review, not about web hosting. You were searching about just something totally different. Think about it. If you're online right now and you go into Google right now and you're looking for something very specific, you type in maybe 3, 4, 5 words, keywords, what have you, and you get your results and you click on the very first website that pops up, guys, and you click on it and the website is down. It's down, it's under maintenance, it's under service or out of service, or you click on it and there's some error. The website is down. That's a problem. If your website experiences that, then what it means is that one, you're going to lose money, right? Because when your website is down, you're losing money. When your website is up, you're making money. It really hurts your brand. It really hurts your name. And versus people purchasing products or services from you, they're just going to go to your competitors, the next listing that actually does click through. And so that's something that you do not have to worry about with Hostpapa. Hostpapa has extremely great uptime online with their servers, guys, maintaining an average of 99.9% uptime guaranteed on their servers itself. So across the board, guys, in this Hostpapa review, I wanted to mention that the web hosting itself is extremely affordable. Getting started today, you guys are going to get up to 70% off, discounted on your web hosting packages today, just depending on what it is that you guys are looking for. If you're a beginner, I recommend that you get started with the starter plan itself, as this plan is ideal for beginners. You get a 51% off using the link that's right below and then clicking on get started. If you are an affiliate marketer or somebody who's into like network marketing and you have a need for more resources and to be able to create multiple websites online, I recommend that you guys get started with either the business or the business pro plans, as these are very ideal to help you to achieve your goals. Hostpapa has been around for a very long time, guys, and they're extremely reliable web hosting service. Great performance. They have Sitelock in place as well as an additional option that will help you to protect your website online against like hackers and things of that nature. Of course, with SSL certificates that I mentioned before, that you guys will get for free with any of the web hosting packages that you select today. You're going to be able to encrypt your websites. That way, customers who are making purchases on your website, purchasing your products and services, will be rest assured that the information is 100% secure. So with these two combo SSL certificates along with Sitelock, 100% security, 100% secure websites that you can expect to create, using Hostpapa's web hosting today, guys. So anyhow, I wanted to share with you guys briefly, just to give you my personal opinion in this Hostpapa review about the company itself, their web hosting, the pricing, customer service. As I mentioned, the cPanel itself, when you guys get started, you can customize it and change like the theme itself, where they have different colors and backgrounds and whatnot. But it looks basically like this, where you guys will be able to, again, add on additional, websites or domains, create additional websites with domains itself. When you click on here, and you can like add on domains itself. You can do redirects as well if you want to, purchase a domain and host it at Hostpapa and then redirect it to maybe like an affiliate offer or something like that. I mean, you guys will be able to do that, right here. It's really, really easy to use their cPanel. cPanel across the board with just about any web hosting provider is pretty much the same. The order of, these different categories may look slightly different. But I mean, cPanel is cPanel. It works just the same with any web hosting provider that has a cPanel. So that's for Hostpapa, guys. And you guys have more than enough information, I feel, that will help you to make a solid decision about Hostpapa's web hosting today, guys. Okay, great. So I just wanted to give you some quick, straightforward information to help you to appreciate, 1, the cost, 2, customer service, and 3, how reliable their uptime and performance is with their service, guys. So tell me, guys, what you think below in the comments area. Give this video a like, thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button. That way, any future videos, guys, that I put up, you'll be sure to receive them. Take advantage of the links below. As I mentioned, you will get up to 70% off your web hosting today, depending on which of the web hosting packages that you decide to get started with, guys. I hope you much success in your endeavors online with your next business website. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Take care.